We talked about the emotional bank account
We have
before.
talked about this before. I cannot remember an episode number. I might sneakily look one up for you. Let's take a guess and say 73 and I'll see how close I am. But yeah, so the emotional bank account, as in putting positive credits in your thoughts towards people, that sort of area, am I right?
Yeah, so when you
three for three so far today on my test.
You are on fire. You're on fire.
I pay attention to the podcast, see?
You're all over this, right? So it's literally when you meet someone for the first time, you've probably got your naught right in your bank account, but you start to have a discussion, and then suddenly, but due depending on the emotions, if you are connecting or building rapport, you're building a plus in that amount of bank account. So if you start making mistakes, people are more likely to forgive you, right? But your bank account start shrinking. But if you start off on a footing which is, like say you want to like win and you want them to lose, right? And you're in that situation, what happens then is you start off in a negative, right? You start in negative, and then if you make a mistake, they're more likely to sort of try and undo you, try and stitch you up, whatever it might be, right? So that's what we're aiming for. So what's this got to do with everyday life? So Lee, what's your potential? So I'm going to ask you, how do you go through your negotiations, or when you're negotiating? This could be with your beloved, this could be with co-workers, it could be any form of life. What do you tend to lean on, and how do you tend to go with these things?
Can I give you two answers on this?
Yeah, you can.
So when I was younger, I think I would very much go for the sell of an idea that has a benefit for me in it. And I think a lot of my world would have been naively with that view upon it. So I've definitely lived that life, so to speak. And I would now, in fact, there's a number of things I'm doing right now that I can't really talk about because they're real life and will happen as we go, where I'm using that kind of mentality. There's people I'm very conscious of building a relationship with, working with, and I want to make sure that there is that kind of emotional credit in the bank account, so that, there will be times when I will not, I was going to say F up. So I'll say F up. It happens. It happens with everyone. And I want to make sure I've got those type of relationships with people where that two-way street isn't a problem and you can work together and get on well. But that doesn't happen without laying a bit of the groundwork to have that relationship. I think, it's nicer to get on with people and it makes things easier with work as well. So the fact that I can pull off 2 or 3 examples where I'm doing that sort of win-win mentality now shows me that I've moved from where I was before. And I would want to, I could say, that's what I do, I put this stuff in place, but it's most definitely not always been the case. And I think that's an important message to people. You can start working on this now. It can become you, even if it's not. And having lived both sides of the fence, you get better results and you just feel better as a person in doing it this way as well, I think.